What's going on, guys? Welcome to Techlifetoday Weekly podcast number 3. Today we'll be talking about the OnePlus 2, the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, the Moto X 2015, the Moto G 2015, and much more. So be sure to watch this. We're either doing a live stream, which is on Periscope, or as you can know, on the YouTube channel, which might be where you're watching it now. So let's just get started. Let's talk about the OnePlus 1. I just finished watching the event, and I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the phone. It has metallic sides, or a metallic border. It still has a sandstone back, or the plastic back. It's apparently very easy to swap out the backs now, so that's always a plus. It's going to come with a Snapdragon 810 processor, which is awesome. With 4 gigs of RAM, a 13 megapixel rear camera with autofocus. It's also going to have a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, again with autofocus, that kind of stuff. Thank you for the person that's giving us the hearts. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. And there's some stuff like that. That's going to be basically what you're going to expect. It's going to ship with Android 5.1 Lollipop, which is really cool. I'm very excited for that in particular. I think that's a step up for the company and direction, as well as it's going to be coming with Oxygen OS 2 or version 2, which is basically their next iteration of their software. There's going to be basically improvements all around the board with this. And there's going to be new theme packs, which is pretty cool, icon packs. So basically you can change the look or feel of your device, or the icon look of your device, which is pretty cool. I think that's a nice idea. I think that looks nice. I think it's overall a great idea. So that would be a few things that you can expect, or that's something that you're going to see. They made a big discussion about how much the device would cost itself. Some people are saying it's going to cost $500, apparently, according to what the CEO is saying on Twitter. And some are saying it's going to cost $700, which I highly doubt is actually true. And at the very last moment of the live stream, they were going to tell us. And then, according to what they said, the lights went out and everything happened, and then they oddly weren't able to tell us the price of the device, which I found very interesting. But they did hint a little bit on a $450 price tag for the device. It's going to come in 32 and 64 gigabyte variations. It will not have microSD card support, unfortunately, for those that wanted that. As well as the device will have a fingerprint scanner, which is pretty cool. I like that idea a lot. And apparently, they're making another big deal about how it's faster than the iPhone. It's like 2 times faster than the iPhone. They showed us a little demo, and it looked pretty nice. It looked very fast, but I don't think it was faster than the iPhone. I don't know necessarily. Maybe it was faster than the iPhone, but not faster than the Samsung Galaxy S6. I think that's definitely the case. It's definitely not faster than the Samsung Galaxy S6 or S6 Edge. But overall, I'm very impressed with the device. I think I'm very excited to look into this in the near future. Let us know in the comments below if you want us to do a video on the OnePlus 2, or if you want us to get a hands-on the device. To make it very simple, the device will be coming out on August 11th is what they said, in select stores and that kind of stuff, or you can buy it online in the US, Canada, India, and I think somewhere else. And then in the fourth quarter of 2015, I don't know, there's another market that will be able to get it. I think China, I think that's the market that will be able to receive the product at that point, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's good to have. I think it's definitely decent. I'm very happy about that. And I know there are people that are very excited about the device itself. I, myself included. It has a nice border, or has a nice metallic siding, which I think is really nice. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how this device is going to be overall. They showed us how nice the camera is. To be honest with you, the layout of the camera looks very similar to the layout of the iPhone camera layout. So I think it's going to be a lawsuit ready to happen. frankly, I think overall though, while it does look, there are things that they didn't touch on, like the display. While it is brighter and a little bit nicer, they didn't make it bigger, they didn't up the size or up the quality. It's still 1080p. But overall, I'm very impressed with the device itself. I'm very impressed and I'm very excited to see how it is. I think it has a 3,300 milliamp battery. And if you watched our video from yesterday, you would know that in our what to expect video of the OnePlus 2, everything that we're saying now was exactly the case. So there was a 13 megapixel front-facing or back camera, a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, 5.5 inch display, a 1080p display, either 808 or 810 processor, which wound up being the 810, and they wound up partnering with Qualcomm, and they had a big discussion for like 10 minutes on that with the CEO of Qualcomm. Overall, I found it to be pretty nice. I was very much a fan of the live stream. The only problem I had with it is if you watch the video, which might go up tomorrow. I don't know exactly when the video of the live stream will go up, but when we did the live stream, it was absolutely horrible, and you guys will see this. All right. So whenever we put up the video of the OnePlus event, you're going to notice that it's not very good. Only because there's actually a few reasons. First reason is because, which I think was the main reason, is because of the virtual reality idea. So we weren't actually able to film in one spot and one spot only. So unfortunately, we had to move around so much, it was crazy. And then once we actually got settled for a minute, we moved around again. It was terrible, guys. I'm real speaking, I think while it's a nice concept, a nice idea for OnePlus to do, I don't think they should have done that, only because for those that wanted to live stream the event, or maybe put the event on YouTube, it wasn't a good idea for them to do that overall, because we had so much we had a lot of moving around to do, that kind of stuff. And a lot of people weren't able to watch it because it's only Android, so you weren't able to do it on iOS. You weren't able to do it on the web, unless someone somehow did live stream like we did. But unfortunately, it wasn't phenomenal. It wasn't the greatest video ever. I mean, real speaking, it had its problems. It would stutter, it would freeze up occasionally, on occasion, but another thing that you could tell is that it wasn't live, which I found very disappointing. You can definitely tell they edited everything together, and they, like a few weeks before, you can definitely tell that they already worked on this product or already worked on this announcement, probably like about a week or two before they announced it today or yesterday at 10 p.m. And I found that to be very disappointing because, obviously, as you may know, the Motorola event, which was this morning, it's actually kind of going on right now. I'm actually filming this on Monday, so right at around 11:09 p.m. So that's why I'm saying in past tense, but it's kind of confusing because we'll be also filming the Motorola event at around 9 a.m. Eastern time. So I found that very funny because right now it's so confusing because the podcast will go up at 10 a.m. tomorrow, or video will go up, as you know, at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, which is today, according to, or for you guys that are watching. And we're doing the Motorola event at 9 a.m. So it's it's very confusing how this works, but luckily for the Motorola event, there shouldn't be any issues, hopefully. That would be absolutely fantastic if there weren't any issues, but I don't think there will be. But overall, while the OnePlus event was awesome, and it still had its issues, it still had stuttering, it still had freezing up issues. I would have liked it to be live. I would have rather had the CEO talk to you one-on-one rather than it being all set up basically, or all pre-recorded, and everything is one way. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case for us. It unfortunately wasn't live, which is kind of disappointing. I think that's why I'm excited about the Motorola event tomorrow, because it's gonna be live. I mean, there's no setup, there's nothing like that. It's all live. We don't have to worry about anything. You can just sit back, relax. You don't have to worry about virtual reality or anything for an hour. And another thing, the event was for about 45 minutes, I believe, after I calculated everything, 42 minutes. The problem with that is the goal is virtual reality, and this is what doesn't make sense to me. Who would, realistically speaking, put a virtual reality headset like Google Cardboard onto their face for around 45 minutes? I mean, really speaking, it's not logical for the company to do that. I think that's why it's just better off not to do virtual reality. I think it's a good idea, good concept, but they need to work out their kinks first. I mean, really speaking, not very many people are going to keep their head inside a Google Cardboard for 45 to 50 minutes without getting tired. I mean, real speaking, I would rather gone on my computer or my iPad and rather watch the event. I would have rather enjoyed it that way. I've been able to easily live stream the event or film the event onto YouTube. It would have been very easy. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I don't know. There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. I wish there was, because it would have been nice for the company to do that. But unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. I just noticed we spent almost 10 minutes on this topic, but that is because it's brand new and it's just because it's something different. The next thing I want to talk about is the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. It's been rumored by a few companies today, or it's also been rumored from Sam Mobile, which is obviously Samsung, that the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 will come with a micro SD card slot expansion, or a micro SD card expansion slot. So basically, it's going to have that. The Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus will not, though. So the S5 Note or Note 5 will have a micro SD card slot up to I believe either 128 gigs or 2 terabytes. And then, however, the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, oh, that's a mouthful, that will not have a micro SD card slot expansion. Alright, and that will just be in 32, 64, 128 gigs for the S6 Edge Plus. For the S6 or S5 Note, it's going to have micro SD card slot expansion, which is pretty awesome. The base will be 32 gigs. I'm very excited about the device. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be the flagship killer. And that's another thing that OnePlus made a big deal about, how it's going to be not the flagship killer for 2015, but the flagship killer for 2016. I don't see that. I mean, I realistically think that there are much better phones out in the market at this given time, like the rumored Note 5. I think that's going to be a much better phone than the OnePlus 2, but you gotta consider the cost. I mean, real speaking, $450 versus $700. You have to weigh that in. So I can agree with OnePlus in certain aspects, but in others, not so much. But it's also remember that the S5 Note or the Note 5 will come in around August 13th. I think that's a rumored date. Again, we've already talked about this in previous podcasts, but the reason they're doing this is because they want to compete with Apple with the iPhone. So I think it's a pretty good idea for the company, or a good strategy for the company to do overall. And I think they might get a better sales for it. Another thing that came out recently is that apparently, it actually just came out today, that Samsung will not be putting very much advertisement, or will not be advertising the Note line as much as they used to, only because they already know that the Note has built up a name for itself. I mean, everyone knows it's a phablet. It's the phablet. It has the stylus. Everyone knows about the S Pen. Everyone knows about the big screen, the phablet. So everyone knows about this, and Samsung knows that. So what they decided to do is that they're going to completely tone down. They're going to tone down the how much they advertise the Note 5 and future Notes, and they're going to start advertising the S6 Edge Plus even more. So they're not going to advertise the Note 4 or Note 5 as much, but they will advertise the S6 Edge Plus because it's a brand new thing. It's a brand new concept for the company. So I can understand why they're doing that. But really speaking, the Note line is known for their good, for example, their cameras. That's another thing that they're very known for. That's just one of the things they're very known for. Others that they're known for is the S Pen, obviously, the big screen, the features on the Note, like how well the specs are on the device. But really speaking, I think it's a terrible idea for them to tone down the advertising, only because Samsung's not doing that great. They're doing better, and they're now the #1 seller for #1 company for smartphones in the US. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's a good idea for them to do that with toning down the advertisements. Because if they do that, I mean, really speaking, the advertising is what got the Note line to be itself to begin with. Because everyone knows this. The very first and even the second Note weren't very popular because people, first off, didn't believe in it. That people weren't huge on the idea. People didn't think it was gonna be a good idea. And then came the Note 3, and then it had all this ads everywhere, and then it wound up being an overly popular device. And then the Note 4, which was an extremely popular device for Samsung because they put in ads. That's why they advertise their product on like newspapers. They advertise their products on websites, their own website, obviously, other YouTube channels, advertise like those advertisements that you see in the beginning of videos or our videos that are from Samsung. A lot of those are from the Note line. So, really speaking, I don't know if it's necessarily a great idea for the company to do that. Obviously, I'm not the company, so I can't make the decision on everything. But I mean, I guess we'll find out in a few weeks on August 13th, around that time. So, again, once Samsung holds their event, we'll definitely be doing the live streaming we'll definitely be doing coverage on that event. So be sure to check us out then. But I mean, really speaking, I'm a big fan of the Note line. Everyone I know, or most people I know, have a Note line. I'm still stuck with the iPhone. I'm probably gonna wait until the iPhone 6s Plus comes out because I'm very excited for that product. It's gonna have Force Touch. It's gonna have better Touch ID. It's rumored to have a 2K display. I don't know if that's gonna be the case, but it's rumored. It's gonna have 12 megapixel rear camera, a better front-facing camera. I think it's gonna be 5 megapixels. It's overall gonna be a much better device, and I'm very excited for that. And that's why. It's gonna have 2 gigs of RAM. It's gonna have a A9 processor, an M9 Moto core processor, and there's a whole slew of things. I'm very excited about the product. I don't know if you are, but I'm very excited for the iPhone. But frankly, to be honest with you, I actually said in April when the S6 Edge came out, as well as the S6, I said that would be the one smartphone, because I'm a big iPhone fan, and I know you're gonna hate me in the comments about this, but that was the one phone, the S6 Edge was the one phone that I would switch to from an iPhone. I'm an iPhone fan. I've always been an iPhone fan. But the S6 Edge Plus is the one phone that I would actually consider switching to. I've used Android before. I have a Moto X. I have a Moto G. I have all these different devices. I mean, real speaking, I've used all the devices. I've used the LG G4. I've used the S5. I've used the the Note 4. Note 3. I've used all these different phones. I've used, oh my gosh, the Galaxy Mega. Oh man, that was pretty cool to begin with. But I've used a lot of phones and I've loved them. I loved a lot of these phones. But frankly, nothing to me was competing to the iPhone. And frankly, that's why I stuck with my iPhone. When the upgrade's available, I might consider going with the S6 Edge. But I'm very excited about the S6 Edge Plus as well as the Note. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now we have another about 8 minutes 30 seconds left. So around that time, 8.5 minutes. So the next thing I want to talk to you is about the Moto X. Alright, so I'm very excited about this product, alright. Now it's kind of confusing. So it's going to take a few minutes for you to understand this possibly. Now, obviously, as you know, Motorola is holding their event today at 9 a.m. So, as you know, this video is going out at 10 a.m. So it's going to be an hour afterwards. So the event's probably already occurred. So real quickly, and we're about to find out how much I actually know, or how much of what I'm about to say is actually true or not, because obviously the event's later on tomorrow, or for you guys it already happened. But the Moto X is rumored to come in a few different variations. The normal Moto X, the Moto X Sport, as well as the Moto X Plus. Alright, so the Moto X will come in, will be a 5.2 inch display, 5.2 inch 1080p display. It'll come in I believe a 13 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front facing camera. It'll have laser autofocus. It's rumored to have a fingerprint scanner. It's rumored to have a possible 3 or 4 gigs of RAM, which I think is pretty cool. I believe it's going to have an 808 or Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 processor, because they're not going to do the 810, at least from what we heard. It's going to come with Android 5.1 Lollipop. Obvious. But other than that, I don't really know what to say. I mean, that's pretty much about it. There's not much to tell about the next phone. It's gonna have a different design, I think, based on what we've seen in the images. But the device I really want to talk about is the Moto X Plus. The Sport's basically gonna be like a little cheaper version, I think. I don't really know what necessarily the Sport version is, so I'm a little skeptical about that. But I can see a Plus, and we've seen rumors about it over the past few weeks. Now the Plus variant is simply going to be a bigger version, so it's going to have a 5.5 inch display, 5.5 inch 2K display. Alright, that's at least what's rumored. Everything else will be about the same. Now, whether that's true or not, don't really know. You'll find out already today. We'll probably do a video on it. We're obviously going to be doing a stream at 9 a.m. So if you want to check that out, be sure to follow us on Periscope at Techlifetoday. If I remember, I'll leave a link in the description, or at least where you can find us. But if not, we'll also do a video on here on the YouTube channel, recapping the event. But really speaking, I'm very excited about that. The Moto G, however, I mean, really speaking, it's pretty cool. Don't really know what to say about that too much. The Moto G 2015 edition, or the Moto G 3rd gen, I believe we're at now, or 3rd or 4th gen, I don't remember what number we're at. But that's rumored to have a 5-inch display, 5-inch or 5.2 inch. It's a little skeptical about what it's going to be. It's going to have a 720p screen, a 410 processor, which I don't know if that's true or not. We'd have to find out soon. It's going to have a 10 or 12 megapixel rear camera. I don't know what the front facing camera is going to be, but I don't know a lot about it. But it's going to have a gig of RAM. But that's all we really know. We don't know too much about the phone itself. But one thing we can say is that it is very likely, because we've seen unboxings of it. There's actually an unboxing of the product we've seen so many videos by now. We already know what it looks like. But the Moto G 2015 is gonna have Moto Maker, which, if you don't know what that is basically Motorola's version of designing. So design things the way you want it. So for example, my Moto X, or if you wanted to get a Moto X, you can get it in a bunch, or hundreds, or if not thousands of different accents or color options. You can have a whole bunch of different backs, all that kind of stuff. So, and you can have your own personal message, that kind of stuff. For the Moto 360, which is one of my favorite smartwatches, even though it cracked. If I have time, I'll talk to you about that real quick. But that comes in different colors like gold, silver, black, obviously, and it has all these different options. That's exactly what's going to be happening to the Moto G. So it's going to have all these different color options, that kind of stuff. I'm very excited about that. Now, whether the Moto G or Moto 360 will see a release or not, I don't know. It's actually about that year now. So we're actually hitting the year mark now, in about a month. So I would be shocked if they release a new Moto 360 tomorrow, or technically already. So confusing. But I don't really know what to say. If they do a Moto 360 release, it's probably going to remove the bezel, if they're gonna, or remove the tire look, which I don't really care about too much. One thing I'm hoping they will do is they'll fix the back. Alright, now this is what I want to talk to you real quick about, since we have enough time. Alright, yesterday I looked at my watch and I noticed, I was taking my watch off and I noticed that my watch cracked on the back. It's not terrible, I'm going to say it's not bad, but my watch cracked. It still cracked the back, alright, my back's cracked. Now, I think that's because of how thin the plastic is on the back of the device, and when you're taking off the band's putting pressure onto the plastic, and at the end of the day, it creates a crack into the device. So I find that very disappointing. I'm very aggravated about that. Another issue I find to be reoccurring with my Moto 360 is that terrible battery life. I've already charged it 3 times today, and it is currently at, let me look, 10%. 3 times, all the way to 100%, and then now it's at 10%. Really speaking, there's some problems with Moto 360. There's some flaws. I might return mine eventually, only because of the issues I'm having with it. Maybe it's just my device. I don't know. I noticed that ever since I downloaded Android 5.1.1 for the update, it was terrible, my battery life afterwards. So it could have something to do with that. But another thing that I don't think has anything to do with the software is the heart rate monitor always staying on. And let me know if you have these same problems, because I'd love to talk to you about this, because I'm having some issues as well with this. My heart rate monitor always stays on. It doesn't turn off. You know, that green monitor that's in the back, it never turns off. I don't know necessarily why, but it never turns off. I don't know what's wrong with it, and I think that's problems why my battery, and that might be part of the reason why my battery is so bad on my device. But frankly, I don't know what to do. I'm probably going to contact Motorola eventually. I have warranty on it, so maybe that's good, but I don't know what to say. And the last thing that I was considering to do eventually is maybe we can do a desk setup tour. I'm not going to say we're going to do it now, but maybe eventually we can do a desk setup tour. That'd be pretty cool. I'd love to do that. So be sure to leave a comment as well as a like on this video to let us know that you want to see a desk tour, because I think that would be something that a lot of people would want to see. But that's about it, guys. We have about another minute 20 seconds. I'm just going to close off today. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at techlifetodayco. We tweet there constantly. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at techlifetoday. Be sure to follow us on Periscope at techlifetoday, as well as to be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You already know what that is. You already know what this stuff is. I think one thing that you all like is that we do an upload a day. So I think that's something that you really like. In this case, yesterday we uploaded 4 or 5 videos in one day. So we definitely did great that day. So I mean, we're definitely improving. I'm very proud of that. We've already hit 35,000 or 37,000 views on the YouTube channel. And frankly, it's unbelievable. In the beginning of the year, we were projected to hit 10,000 views, and we've already hit over 3 times that now, almost 4 times. We're projected at this point to hit about 100,000 views by the end of the year, 75 to 100,000, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's also expected that by, what's today? That by the 1st of July or 1st of August, we will hit 40,000 views on the YouTube channel, which is absolutely incredible. So I want to thank you all for that so much. 40,000 views is a big number. I can't wait to hit 50,000. That'll be incredible. Last piece of news is that we actually are holding a giveaway until July 30th. So you have until July 30th to do this or to enter the giveaway. Be sure to check that out.